And for more, we are joined by Uk Young, Research Fellow at the Asan Institute for Policy Studies. Well, first up, perhaps help us understand, the significance of North Korea's spy satellite launch, and also how does this development fit into Pyongyang's broader military strategy?
Yeah, well, it's about the nuclear strategy, because right now North Korea said that they are ready to launch any tactical nuclear weapon, but to where? They need a specific target to attack, and just the Google Earth and Maxar doesn't have that much. So they need their own satellite to identify and designate the target, and the spy satellite is the necessity.
Now, in terms of escalation, the potential for escalation in response to this latest development, and what is its impact on regional security?
Yeah, well, the thing is that it's not just about the Korea or Northeast Asia. It's actually the world issue. The thing is that while NPT is falling down right now because, well, as you see with the Ukraine war, Russia is, they are postponing the, they, stop the New START regime. And now, we have North Korea, which just, ignore any, denuclearization regime. So with North Korea having the solid-fueled ICBM and threatening U.S., and also, they're with a lot of tactical nuclear warhead. We expect that, it'll be like a 200 by late 2020 or 2030. So, the security of not only to the Korean Peninsula, but also what the world security is now at risk.
Yeah, worrying times for sure. As you talked about, North Korea having these nuclear strategy in mind. And I suppose that's why South Korea, they're saying that, ultra-high performance weapons are being developed in Korea itself, South Korea, to counter the North. So in terms of these ultra-high powered weapons, what do you think it will look like? What are some of those weapons?
Well, it's definitely not the nuclear, but with the conventional weapon, the Korea, we expect that our government is making the Hyunmoo 5, which is the largest conventional warhead ballistic missile that, history ever saw. The things that, we think that the warhead might be like 8 to 9 tons, which is unimaginable for the ballistic missile. And with that kind of firepower, we can easily neutralize, North Korea's command and control system. So, well, it's not a tactical nuclear weapon, and we don't want any collateral damage. The concept of the Korean retaliation operation is against the North Korean leadership, not the North Korean people.
Now, in today's report, we've also mentioned that President Yoon Suk-yeol, he did mention about being open to peace talks. At the same time, he's ruling out one of those surprise summits, with Kim Jong-un. He doesn't want it for publicity's sake. How will that impact the prospects of peace on the Korean Peninsula?
Well, actually, the South Korean government has been talking about the audacious initiative, which is that when North Korea comes to the table, we can offer anything they want. Well, if the talk is about the denuclearization, but the thing is that the talk is not what North Korea wants. North Korea wants to exaggerate the fear of the nuclear war, and they want to talk with the U.S., not South Korea. With the previous summit failed with the Trump administration. Now, they want to talk with the Biden administration, but the Biden administration has no interest in talking with North Korea right now.
Right.
So I mean, it will it will depends on what kind of administration will coming next to United States.
Now, Mr. Yang, Seoul also, I think, made an interesting point today because for the first time, they actually suggested a willingness to provide weapons to Ukraine, more than a year after saying, like, no, that's not possible. They're not going to help with lethal aid. So what do you make of this shift in stance against arming Ukraine?
Yeah, well, it's not about, well, I mean, it just seemed like that the US and NATO countries have enough pressure for South Korea. But, well, it's not just about those kind of pressure. The thing is that, I mean, we have a condition. Our government said one condition for the support, which is that, I mean, if Russia keep attacking the innocent civilian, then we can provide the weapon system. So I mean that's the big step. But I mean we are not just following the U.S. or European countries. I mean the Korean government's position is about the promoting the peace and human rights even in times of war.
Right. It's been very good talking to you, Uk Yang, Research Fellow at the Asan Institute for Policy Studies. Thanks for that.